in the Racer X Motocross show on allysports.com. We just racked up the Rockstar Energy National High Point. David Pingree, Jason Wygant here to give you the call. Talk about our 250 class, and as a team manager, Ping, you got to see basically any condition that your team and your riders could possibly face out here today.
Well, that's something about motocross is you've got to be good at all types of weather, all types of conditions, and they got that today. You know, they started off great track conditions, went to rain, got super muddy, really, really bad at the end of the first moto, and the second moto was kind of more the same. Started off good and went bad by the end. Yeah, and it kind of reflected itself in the results, which are all sorts of mixed up in the two motos. Let's get to the highlights. Moto number one of the 250s. It's the uphill trademark start here at High Point, and Christophe Pourcel gets the whole shot. Justin Barcia finally with a good start. It's been a while. Yeah, he definitely put a charge on early in that moto and actually made his way around Pourcel, which surprised me. Purcell's been solid and definitely one of the quickest guys in the class. Yeah, so Barcia goes to the lead, and then there's chaos and carnage all over the place. Blake Wharton goes down early, and then Trey Kennard went down with Les Smith, and they accidentally picked up each other's bikes and then pushed and shoved each other once they realized, hey, you're trying to steal my motorcycle. So that puts Kennard, one of the contenders, way back. Then Pourcel actually went down. Yeah, Pourcel just pushed the front end in a bull turn in the back, lost some positions, but got going and still put in a solid finish in the moto. One of the surprises of moto number one was Blake Baggett for the Rockstar Suzuki team. Rode amazing. Yeah, worked his way up to third, had some of the fastest laps of the race, and he would hold off Pourcel, who would end up fourth, Dean Wilson fifth, and quietly Tyler Rattray putting in a solid run for second, Ping. Yeah, you know, like I said, he needs to have a good year, and you know, that's where he needs to be in the front every moto. This guy's a title contender, knows how to get the championships done, got a world championship, and boy, you know, he's going to give Pourcel everything he wants this summer. But meanwhile, all the talk about Eli Tomac coming in this race, it's almost like they had forgotten about that Barcia kid until Barcia takes a checkered flag here in Moto 1, and we really never saw much of Tomac at all. No, it was strange. I'm not sure. Didn't get a chance to talk to Eli, but didn't look like he ever got comfortable here, and it was surprising because he got adapted so quickly in Texas and at Hangtown. Just wasn't there today. The 17, Barcia going to take the moto win over Rattray and Blake Baggett. Moto number two, and another pole shot for Christophe Pourcel, but he's got company from Trey Kennard. But Kennard, he's been pretty unlucky here at High Point. He actually goes down on lap one. Yeah, it looked like he might have another good run there like he did last year here, but just like last year, had a bit of a crash on this double. It was a tricky section all day. It took out a couple of other guys. Trey fortunately got right up, wasn't hurt, but he lost a lot of valuable time on that opening lap. So Pourcel's in the lead, and quickly he's got his teammates, Rattray and Dean Wilson, behind him. Wilson goes down, chasing Rattray. So now Rattray's in good position for the overall, but he wasn't done. He wanted to go after Pourcel. No, I'm sure his team was keeping him posted of where he was. He had the overall if he stayed, you know, in the position he was in. But I think he probably just started catching Christophe a little bit and looked like he was going to have a go at him. In the end, stayed consistent, steady, did the smart thing, and settled for a second. Yeah, with the 2-2, that would be enough for Rattray to win the overall. Meanwhile, lots of fresh faces up front. Nico Izzy was running up front for a while, and his teammate, Martin Davalos. Yeah, and those guys have both had awful seasons. They need something positive. You know, great ride for Nico. He ended up crashing later in the moto. Didn't finish where he wanted to, but he showed he's still got that speed. He was actually bringing in the lead pack for a little while. Had some of the quickest lap times early on in the moto. He's been training with Randy Lawrence, really trying to get his program back on track. Didn't finish out the way he wanted to, but a good ride for him early. And then late in the race, Trey Kennard ends up back on the radar after falling on lap one. He must have been outside the top 30. He would fight his way back. He got past Tickle, he got past Davalos, he got past Izzy. He would move into fourth at the end of the race, so the result doesn't show how fast he was going. And third in the moto would actually go to his teammate Blake Wharton, who also needed a breakthrough like this. He did. It's been a rough season for him as well, and he put in an awesome ride, got third in the moto, something he really needed to boost his confidence. But second is going to go to Rattray. That's enough to overcome his teammate Pourcel to win his first overall here in the United States.
That's what it takes to win championships, is being consistent, and that's what I did today, and I managed to get the overall win. I mean, it would have been nice to go 1-1, but I mean, I was consistent today, and I've been working hard, so definitely looking forward to the rest of the round, and I've got some good tracks coming up that I really like, and just, yeah, looking forward to it. Well, I've raced quite a few mud races in Europe, and we've had some pretty bad ones too, so I knew what to expect coming to the mud. I know it takes a lot of energy, so just try to be as smooth as I can out there in the first moto. I mean, it rained just before our race, and at the end it was getting a lot better and was actually getting pretty good. So the second race also was really good. I mean, the track was unbelievable, and then just the last 2 laps the rain came down, but I mean the race was pretty much done then, so just happy to get an overall win for sure.
If it rain or not, you just go out there and try to win the moto. And I don't like those conditions because you gotta get a little bit lucky and you gotta get a good start. So you never know what's gonna happen. And I just finished 4th, so I wasn't happy at all. I ride a lot with Tyler, and we know how to ride, and I know like we ride practice all the time, and we just do moto all the time, and I know what he's gonna do, and that he's gonna be consistent the whole moto. So I just gotta mix it up a little bit and try to ride smooth and aggressive at the same time, and then make it happen at the end of the moto and win it.
Yeah, Texas was a little rough for me. You know, I like to do better at my hometown, I guess. But you know, that's racing, I guess. I had a little bike trouble in the second moto, and then I just didn't ride very well the first moto. But you know, I feel like I'm learning, and I'm constantly practicing my starts because I feel like that's very important. And come here with the first moto, I fell twice, so I was kind of frustrated again. But second moto, I got up there and just, I think I felt like I rode good, and then just third overall is not too bad for a day like this.
So kind of an unpredictable day. What did we learn here, Ping, about the 250 class?
Well, I think you saw today the championship contenders shined.
Yep.
The guys like Rattray and Purcell, maybe not necessarily a shock with Purcell. I think everyone knew he would be a title contender, would be the guy to beat. He proved that today. He's definitely going to be there every round. And Rattray, who has a lot to prove. He hasn't really had a good shot here in the U.S. yet. Got hurt in Supercross this year. Last year, his outdoor season was a little spotty, so he has to have a good summer, and so far he's doing it. Yeah, and then meanwhile, all the hype on the young guys, like the rookies, they're good sometimes, but they're not quite as consistent, it seems, as, say, Purcell. Yeah, and that's, you know, that's just standard learning procedure. You know, Baggett had a great moto in the first moto and then couldn't back it up. On the other hand, Barsha killed it the first moto and just was nowhere to be around. And Tomac. Never saw him, really. Just an off day. I don't know. He looked like he got maybe a little bit tired, which is strange. You wouldn't expect that from him, but he just never seemed to find his rhythm all day. Right, so that leaves a lot of questions as we go into our next round at Budds Creek. That'll be next weekend in Maryland. Hope to see you there. At SallySports.com for all the coverage. He's David Pinger. I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.